What's up, fam? Picture, if you will, police raiding your house, kicking in your doors, rummaging through your belongings, searching your entire house, including your automobile, because you have been accused of a heinous crime. But in the end, you get charged with nothing. No evidence is found, nothing of the sort. So they leave and act like nothing happened. We've seen it happen many a times in the past. We've seen doors get kicked in the wrong house. And for some reason, the government is not responsible for paying for that damage because they're in the act of duty. So no one's at fault. And a lot of times people got to eat them charges. Well, bring in the story of rapper Afroman. Y'all remember the song he had hit that called, what was it? Because I Got High, right? Big song years ago. Kind of went out the limelight for a while, but now he's back in the limelight. He's being sued by those said deputies. Why? Because probably unbeknownst to them, Afroman had cameras in his house all throughout his property, and everything they did was recorded. So what did he do? He used that film to make, I think, 3 music videos. Matter of fact, they were called, let's see, Lemon Pound Cake, Will You Help Me Repair My Door? And I think the other one was called Why Are You Disconnecting My Cameras? In their funny videos, I mean, he's making a parody of the situation. He's talking about deputies, he's talking about the wives. You know, one deputy got on stage, got on the stand and started crying because she felt it was destroying her character or whatever the case. This dude made rap videos. He was like, shoot, he made merchandise. He sold t-shirts, posters, everything to make money back because he said, also he claims that you can see in the film, in the videos, that the police were rummaging through his money, counting his money. He said some of that money was not returned. So, like I said, he put the images all over the internet, like in videos, on t-shirts. So now the deputies are suing him. And they are suing him because they're saying that he violated their privacy, used their likeness for profit, and caused them emotional distress. Now the question is, was he able to do it legally? I mean, because think about it. Somebody comes on to your property. I mean, they're on your private property. So whatever happens on your property, you know what I'm saying, it's free game, right? So it's yours. So anything that happens on your property, whatever you record, that's yours. And you can use that property for whatever you want, right? You got freedom of speech also. So you can say what you want to, whatever the case may be. He said that, Afroman say, look, this is freedom of speech, it's art, and this is accountability. His argument, quote, if police can enter my home and search everything, why can't I show people what they did while they were there? Hey, we got a good point there. He also made another point. If they was on duty, executing a warrant, should they really expect privacy? And then he said, not only did he defend himself, he's countersuing, claiming the raid violates his civil rights, his property was damaged, and even money was taken. So the battle was over free speech versus privacy, police power versus public accountability, and where the line is between expression and exploitation. Well, this trial been going on for a few days, and now the jury has finally came up with a verdict, I think after a couple of hours of deliberation. So what we're going to do is now we're going to go to that trial. We're going to pick up to where when the judge gets to, comes to the courtroom and gets ready to tell everybody to have a seat, and we're going to listen to the verdict together. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bell so every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. Let's hit it.
Okay, go ahead and have a seat.
Look at Afroman looking all patriotic with his red, white, and blue on. That's what I'm talking about.
So the court was informed the jury reached a verdict, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So if you'll hand the verdict forms to the bailiff, he'll hand them to me so I can take a look at them. I looked at the form of the papers, essentially to see if they're properly signed. So that's the next thing that happens. Thank you.
Sometimes I wonder what it would be like to be a judge, you know, to know laws, be able to make verdicts, having people's lives and livelihoods in your hands. That's a big responsibility.
With regard to decorum, I don't expect any responses from anybody. It's been an emotional case. It's been a well-tried case. The lawyers did what they should do. The parties did what they should do. I just want to remind everybody that how the verdict comes out isn't something of public comment. So if you have an emotional attachment to the verdict, don't express it. Wait till you get out of the building before you let your emotions out.
And I'm glad this was made public because whatever the verdict is going to be, this is like going to set a precedence. Hopefully, it will help keep the police in line. And like everybody, hey, you always got to go back and revamp your training modules, procedures. I mean, shoot, where I work at, every month, there's always an update. There's some kind of procedure when it comes to dialysis.
So the verdict forms are properly executed, properly completed. Copies will be made available to the parties. In all circumstances, the jury finds in favor of the defendant. No plaintiff verdict prevailed. So the matter will be concluded with defense verdicts. Thank you, Mr. Klingler. Thank you, Mr. Osborne. Thank you to the court staff and the Sheriff's Department for security in the building. And we'll go ahead and stand in adjournment.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So you heard the judge, that he said that he finds it, the jury finds in favor of the defendant, which is Afroman himself. Congratulations, Afroman, on winning this case. Man, I've watched like some of the videos you put out, watched some of the testimony, and it just goes to show you that the police should not be above the law. I'm glad to see that a brother came to court, didn't play no games, and used the law to his advantage. This is why I tell you guys. Now, this is a lot different than when you see these silly folk that be on these police dash cams and they talking about, I know my rights. You can't pull me over. I don't have to show you an ID. I don't have to get out of my car. This, that, and the third. And then they get hemmed up, put in jail, and get charged with something every time. But you know your rights. Well, in this case, Afroman knew his rights, knew what the law said, and knew what he could and could not do, and knew that what he was standing on was law. So shout out to him. And that's why I tell my people, Two things you need to understand: taxes and the law, tax law and the government law. You got to, because if not, see, Afroman could have went to got sued, didn't know what to, what I'm saying, what to stand on, and could have lost if he didn't have a defense. That's one thing you got to understand too. When you go to court, the judge is not normally on your side unless you got like affluenza and getting, underage, getting drunk. You know what I'm saying? Some of your friends get hurt and pass away because of your actions. And the judge be like, no, 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 no. You know what I'm saying? He got affluenza. He don't know right from wrong because he's been privileged. So we're not going to give him a loan. Unless you got them kind of, unless you got those kind of circumstances. Normally the courts are not looking out for you. The judge is gonna sit there, you're gonna listen, or the jury's gonna sit there and they're gonna listen to what you present, and that's it. And if you can't stand on facts, then and the truth, you could actually lose a case because your defense was terrible or your prosecution was terrible and minimal at best. So that's why the one I tell you all the time too: never walk into a courtroom if you can't afford a lawyer. Every time you walk into a courtroom, pretty much don't do anything that could get you put in front of a judge. Period. That could be having babies, that could be getting married, starting a business, fighting, whatever the case may be, rapping, playing basketball, anything that you do that there was something that could cause you be rich, whatever. If you can't afford a lawyer, don't do it, because you need one every time you walk into the courtroom. But anyway, like I say, shout out to Afroman. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations, you won your case. Now you can go on back, keep making. I bet you now his videos are going to go super duper viral now. Now that this brother has won this case, only thing I hope, and I'm glad, like I said, this was made public because we know who the faces are that raided his house. We know the police department, the sheriff's department. So I just hope that there is no like retaliation for this brother. That's the only thing that I would be concerned about. But with everybody knowing who it is, then it's a good chance that there won't be any retaliation. But anyway, with that being said, man, hey, I'm happy for the verdict. I'm happy for the brother. But no, tell me what you think about this story. Leave your comments below. Share it with the world. Let's have an intelligent conversation. You know how we do around here. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Those four things cost you maybe a couple of minutes out of your day, but it means the world to us here at this channel. And with that being said, I leave you in peace and love, and I'll see you on the other side.